Hi, my name is Margaret and I want to show you how I cover my round fondant cake. So I previously recorded this video with my digital camera, but the noise from the generator was so much, so I had to do a voiceover. So this is the fondant we previously made. You can see how the texture is so smooth, so easy to work with. So you start by adding cornstarch, corn flour, I don't know what you call it in your country, cornstarch or corn flour on the table, and you knead in so that you can have a much smoother fondant to work with. So remember to put the extra fondant inside the bag so it doesn't dry out, especially if you are working in an AC room. So try to knead in first. The bag should be smooth. If you don't do this process, then you're going to have a bag that has like maybe some marks, and your fondant is not going to come out so smooth. So I'm trying to cover. I've previously trimmed my cake and crumb coat it with my buttercream. So I'm trying to roll out, and it is a 10 inches cake. So I'm trying to roll out the first covering, that's the top, and it's going to be like an extra inches from my previous cake. Sorry, not previous cake, from my cake. My cake is a 10 inches, so I'm trying to get 14 so I can have an extra to trim off. Yes, you can get a board if your hand is so straight and so perfect. You can get a board, 10 inches board, then press it on the fondant and then press it up. No, doing this works better for me. So whatever that works for you, please ride on. So the thickness I'm going for is for like 1.5 inches thick. Shouldn't be too heavy. If it's too heavy or too light, if you have like any issues like budges, it's going to show. So this diameter or inches is better. You can see it is not too slim, it's not too thick either. So the first thing I do, I'm going to set it aside, bring my cake closer, and then I lift it up, place it on top, smooth it out. You can see there's another option. You can allow this to firm up a bit before you do this, but I noticed that once it's too firm, it's not easy to work with. So this is the firmness you are going for, if there's a word for that. So put like a tiny bit cornstarch on the board on the top. So I'm going to flip over. This method requires muscle. You got to have muscle to flip. So it's like warming up your muscles. If you have not eaten, don't go about doing a paneling method. So using a craft knife, this is a craft knife, they sell it in any cake shop. So just trace out like an extra. You're trying to get a smooth and a straight cut, so you have to keep your hand steady. One tip I use that really works for me, that's why you made an extra fondant. Try to keep your hand on top of the fondant so that your fondant doesn't move, or rather doesn't shift while you're cutting out the extra. So that's it. Yes, you have to give it a clean cut. So you remove the excess. You can see I'm removing the excess, and you can see that clean cut. So another second round of flipping over. If you have not eaten, don't go about flipping over your fondant. You gotta eat before you do this. So once the fondant is flipped over, you can see the clean cut there. Clean cut, yes, I tried with my clean cut. So this is the one that you're gonna use to wrap the side. So the same thing, roll out your fondant, make it smooth. Then you start. Before you do that, remember to using a tape to take measurements for the heights and the width, the round width for the cake. So the height, that's what I'm saying. Starting from that fondant, you're going to measure the height there. Yes. So you check up, give it an extra. I always give extra that I will cut. Always give it an extra. Yes, always give it an extra. So measure, get a clean tape, then do the height and the width. Yes, the height and the width, always give an extra, so you have an extra to cut. It's always easier when you have an extra to cut. Sometimes when you try to get the exact measurement, it might not really be an exact measurement, and then you have nothing to cut, make the line so straight or so smooth. so that the place doesn't, if you're doing a paneling method, there's always that line is there, so you have to cut it really smooth. It has to make it so straight that probably a third eyes, you already have second eyes, a third eyes won't notice the line there. So get a pin. There's always bound to be like air pokes, air bubble, whatever you call it, like this. So just use your pin to remove them. It's quite easy. Just pinch the side of the where you are seeing the air post, and just the bubbles go. You have to use your smoother. Bubble goes, bubble goes, bubble goes. So use your smoother to smooth it out. Use your smoother to smooth it out. And then remember the tape, the number you got earlier, sorry, the number you got earlier. So you go to put it there and then cut out the extras. This is work, but you will enjoy the end products. Do you understand? And your fondant shouldn't be that soft. I added my extra CMC so that it will be easier to work with. So always check your fondant first before knowing the amount of CMC to add. I can't really determine because I don't know the size of fondant you're working with. So your size, I always like starting with 1 teaspoon, then 2 teaspoons until I get to the texture I need. So don't go about pouring CMC on your fondant and you end up with a very strong fondant you can't even work with. So, and it's also help when you have done rolling out the fondant, make sure your AC is on. The AC will help you to firm it up a bit. But if you don't have AC, that's still okay. You can just leave it for maybe a longer time, like 10 minutes after, so that it will firm up a bit. So check your tape. Use your tape to check. Use your tape to check. And remember the extra we talked about. Remember the extra we talk about. So we didn't get to the number, that's why I'm still rolling out the extra, so that we get to the number we need. So don't forget to like, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please, you gotta like this video, you gotta subscribe. Thank you so much. So using a gum, see, you can make an edible gum by water and CMC, like warm water with CMC. You can just use the water. So yeah, I'm using water. So whatever option that works for you, that's just okay. Yes, that's okay. Water, like 1 cup of water to 1 I think half teaspoon is okay, so it's not really thick. 1 cup of warm water plus half teaspoon. So you need either craft knife or clean razor. Please, if you're working with razor, please be careful. You got to be careful. There's some razors that come with edges that you can hold. So that's it. You see the way I lift my fondant. If you can't lift your fondant like that, please use your rolling pin. Why I'm able to do this is because I've done this countless times, so it's easy for me to just hold it like that. But please, if you're not used like this, please use your rolling pin to just wrap it and then do it round, whatever way that works for you. This is what I'm already used to this, so that's why I was able to just lift it like that and then lay on the cake. But if you can't do this, just get your rolling pin and wrap the fondant around it and start from any side you want and just wrap it. So I'm going to place it on turntable so that it will be easier for me to cut, easier for me to work with. This is the part where this is the part where you really need to have a straight line and cut perfectly well, so that you try to limit the slit from showing, the back slit from showing. So using this is a new razor, please use a new razor, please, and be careful so you don't cut yourself. You can use a craft knife, but craft knife doesn't give me that sharp and smooth cuts. So if you're using a razor, please be careful. I'm begging you, be careful so you don't cut yourself. So I'm trying to match the to join the 2 lines together. I'm trying to join the two lines together, and you can do this like 2 cuts, 3 cuts until you get perfectly cut. So you have to fix your eyes on the line and then cut. Be careful. Be careful with razor. It does cut people. So be careful so you don't cut yourself. There's some razors that comes, I used to have one that comes with edge, so it's easier for you to hold the edge than holding the razor direct. So by my got finished, that's why I'm using that. So putting extra water there, trying to seal it up so that you won't notice there's a line there. Even if you notice there's a cover up, I'll still show you how I do cover up sometimes. So stay tuned and watch. But you can see the line is almost faint. You can barely see that. You can barely see that. You can barely see that. So, but if that is worrying you, I'm going to show you how to cover it up. Thank you. So try to smooth it out, smooth it out, smooth it out. So using your craft now, you can remove extra all those buttercream showing below. Then using your knife, you just go around and remove the extra on top. That extra on top, remove it please. Remove it please. Remove it, remove it. So just, you can still go back forwards and then remove any extras there. Yes. See, some bakers do leave the top like this. I do leave the top like this sometimes. But if you have OCD, sometimes you like things being perfect. This is what I do. I look like lead lights. Fondant is semi-light. You know when something is semi-light over light, as in light. Then applying fondant on top of the applying water, not fondant. Applying a little water, just little water, because the fondant is light. You don't want water to be showing there. So applying water there, I'm going to flip it over and then you're going to see it. This is a second video because that first video was cut out, so it didn't really get to show the parts where I flip over and join. So this is the second video I had to record so you can see all the process. So you have already seen this. We are still going towards input, wrap and all that. So you're going to get to the extreme end like we did before, because I really wanted to show you guys how I do the lights covering, and also how I cover the back if you have a slit that is not covering well. So I want to show you guys how to do that too. So it's the same process like we did before. Do the top, then trace it out, cut, then wrap it up. It's still the process. So enjoy and watch. You will get to the end. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel. I promise to do more videos like this. Yes, thank you. So cut out. This is I can't remember the last time I did round the full covering, because this always give me the sharp edges. So it's always straight, more straight. It doesn't really show me the inside of the cake, the imperfection of the inside. So this one always try to cover the imperfections, and it always give you the sharp edge. So if you are okay with working with the full covering, that's okay. I've been doing this for 4 years now, since I discovered round, and they always give me the stress. People always ask, what do you do? No, that's what I use. I don't do full covering. I do paneling method. It works perfectly well for me. So I was still trying to explain to you, put water, then wrap, the process and all that. So let's see. Okay, so remember what I said. If you can't lift fondant like this, please lose your rolling pin and just do it. This is I'm already used to this, so it's easier for me to just lift it up and then wrap it like that. And you can see the fondant is already standing so firm. It's already standing so firm, so you can't see the imperfection, anything that is there that is causing imperfection. No, that's why I say be sure that your fondant is firm and all that, so it doesn't really show the imperfection in your cake. So I'm just trying to stick the fondant to the body before I cut out the extra. Yes. So but after watching this video, two video I made, and you don't know how to cover your your fondant trap fondant. It's going to be sad because I really wanted you guys to get it. That's why I made this extra video, the first one and this one, so that you can watch it multiple times and try it out. Have your fondant even way better than mine. Do you understand? That's the aim of a teacher. A good teacher always want their students to be better. Do you understand? I want your fondant to be standing so tall and beautiful. If the covering of your fondant is not neat, then no matter the kind of design you put on it, it's not going to come out first. So I think the base really matters. First is how you cover your fondant. Then any other thing comes. You can just cover a neat cake and then put a flower there and it's already popping out. So it's always the covering for me first, then design comes second. So you should focus on that to cover your cake properly, well, neatly, and then just put a flower there, and you're good to go. So I'm removing the excess from the top. You can see I'm removing the excess, removing the buttercream that's showing down below. Sometimes you're likely to have that. So you can see this cake is already popping. I can decide to leave it like this, but I just want to show you in a case that you don't want to leave the top like that. You can still cover it up. It's just going to cost you a tiny bit fondant, because what you need is just a tiny bit. You see, tiny bit fondant, really light. Then smooth it out, and then you remember what I said about the back. There's some days that your fondant will not wrap well. That back, no matter how you do it, doesn't wrap. I'll show you the trick I normally use to cover my in a case like this when the fondant decide that not going to obey you. So you got to cover it up. So what I normally do is to roll out a light fondant like this, like the final covering, and then just close it up. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. Yes, it should just be like a design on your cake, so it's going to comes out perfectly well too. So once you're done with this, you just remove the excess, and your fondant, that's your sharp edges, is already popping. It's popping. Flip it over, and you can see 1 2 3. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. So you can see your sharp edge is here. So I was talking about the back. If you're bothered about it, you just roll out a light fondant like this, but I'm still gonna show you, and then cover it up. Nobody's gonna know. So put like gum, a little gum. You can see the fondant as that on the board there, a little gum there, and just it should be very light, so it will blend well with the body of the cake. It won't be puffy or too big. If you look, it's puffy or too big, it will just be off. So you can see, just place it there. Just place it there. So light to just blend in with the cake. You can see it. So it's been nice guiding you through this sharp edge fondant. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me. And as you leave in, don't forget to drop your comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. See you some other time. Bye.